The Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, or CISA, has created resources to help organizations more effectively recognize and respond to behaviors of concern to enhance security and prevent violence. While many public gathering locations are unable to apply significant security measures, a way to augment security is through a robust prevention and awareness program. The program's focus is on the identification of suspicious activity and effective actions that may diffuse a situation in a manner that is less likely to upset or cause an argument with the potential nefarious actor. Critical infrastructure security members and other individuals can use these resources effectively to enhance the security of their location. They can observe their surroundings to recognize and assess potentially threatening behaviors. While continuously navigating the risk, they can also potentially de-escalate a threatening situation by using purposeful actions, verbal communication, and body language. Individuals can also obtain help and appropriately report imminent concerns of suspicious behavior and possible violence to avoid placing themselves in a dangerous situation. Recognizing behavioral indicators of escalating aggression is key to thwarting a potential attack. If someone is exhibiting suspicious behaviors at your location, making an initial assessment of reasonable concern is critical to determining the proper response. Sometimes the best opportunity to intervene with an individual exhibiting concerning behaviors is to be empathetically aware of those in your environment. Some of the concerning behaviors they might display could include becoming disgruntled or aggressive, breaking security protocols, harassing workers or making inappropriate comments, making statements intimating violence, disregarding the comfort, safety, or space of others. If there is a volatile confrontation threatening you or others, a deliberate response based on planning and training through your organization's coordinated security approach may calm the situation. Often, the most effective initial approach is to say, hello. Simply saying hello can prompt a casual conversation with an unknown individual and help you determine why they are there. Recognize the signs of suspicious activity and possible violence. Observe the individual's behavior and be vigilant of your surroundings.
Hello, what can I get for you?
I want to see Shonda right now.
Of course, I'll be happy to see if she's available. I'll give her a call and let you know you're waiting. Thank you. Hey, are you gonna be okay on your own if I give Shonda a call?
Yeah, I'm good.
Hey, Shonda.
There's a visitor here to see you.
He's muttering nonsense. He's pacing back and forth and his fists are clenched tightly. It's making me nervous. He says he wants to see you immediately and I am afraid he may try and hurt you. You stay back there and call security.
And I will try to calm him down.
I have let her know you're waiting. She is on a call and will be out shortly. If there's anything I can assist you with in the meantime, I will be right over here.
Hi, is everything okay here?
Yes, everything is fine. I didn't mean to get upset and frighten everyone. I'm sorry.
Just because an individual is demonstrating some of these suspicious behaviors, it is not always indicative of a threat. However, the combination of several of these factors may be sufficient to consider whether to use de-escalation techniques or report the behavior. Threats of physical violence should always be reported to 911 and within your organization. The challenge here is knowing how to make this assessment. Navigating the risk is a continuous process. Determine whether an individual's behavior is threatening by asking yourself, are these actions appropriate for the situation and location? Does the person of concern seem intent on violence? Is the person trying to access a restricted location? How is the person reacting to you or others when approached? Are they asking questions about security at the site? If the person's behavior appears to be intensifying, you can decide whether it is appropriate to report the behavior through your organizational structure or directly to law enforcement. In the previous scenario, Janice recognized a potential threat and assessed that more help was needed by the presence of security, but further intervention was unwarranted at that time. While navigating the risk and assessing your options, remain calm or act calm even if you are not. Control your breathing. Relax your body. Avoid gestures or postures that could be taken as aggressive or defensive. Project confidence and remain centered and self-assured. Assess whether the individual in this environment is displaying behavior that shows a potential threat, behavior that does not make sense in the environment. Are they purchasing items, waiting to meet someone, loitering to assess the security of the facility, acting in a threatening manner to employees or others? Is there a legitimate reason for them to be in the facility? Are they asking inappropriate questions about security? How is the person reacting to you or others? Ultimately, ask yourself, is this person's behavior making me feel threatened? In the first scenario, Janice assessed it was not necessary to call 911, though she did summon security. However, if a person displays signs of imminent danger, such as aggressive personal space violation, tightened jaw, clenched fists, or clearly spoken threats, a non-security professional might assess that the person is escalating to harmful behavior.
Either I speak to Shauna right now, or people are gonna get hurt.
Janice now assesses that violence is imminent. She must call 911 immediately. The earlier we recognize or observe suspicious behaviors, the greater the opportunity to assess whether they are harmless behaviors or potential indicators of violence. This lead time means more options become available to mitigate an emerging risk or get people in distress the help they need. Observing suspicious behaviors in strangers on site and identifying actions that may pose a risk to everyone's security are methods of evaluating a situation and determining whether to mitigate danger through de-escalation, obtaining help, and reporting. De-escalation is the use of communication or other techniques during an encounter to stabilize, slow, or reduce the intensity of a potentially violent situation without using physical force, or with a reduction in force. De-escalation encourages the use of purposeful actions, verbal communications, and body language to calm a potentially dangerous situation. Your safety and the safety of others is the highest priority. Maintain a safe distance and avoid being alone with an individual who is combative or potentially violent. If there is a risk of imminent violence, remove yourself from the situation and seek safety. It is essential to know your limits. Keep in mind that some people have an easier time applying these de-escalation techniques than others. Know your own vulnerabilities and act within your comfort levels. Recognize that sometimes the best intervention is to seek additional help. Reporting is critical to mitigating a potentially violent situation. Reporting incidents enables organizations to provide help to people in distress and protect bystanders from harm by removing them from potentially violent situations. Reporting can mean obtaining help from first responders to intervene with an imminent threat and/or engaging your organization's coordinated security approach. Your organization's security approach could include emphasizing the need to alert first responders if violence is imminent or there is a credible threat, describing items that should be included when making a report, and encouraging managers within the organization to engage with their members to create a system of reporting through a culture of shared responsibility. If the person of concern is directly threatening you or others, if the threat involves any weapons, or you feel that violence is imminent, move immediately to a safe location and call 911.
911, what is your location?
Possible assailant on Concourse 5. Move immediately to shelter.
Reporting involves a culture of shared responsibility. Within your organization, encourage the reporting of perceived threats. The mechanisms to report should be simple and well-known, and designed to help the individual of concern while also preventing acts of violence. Ensure that you have considered all members of your organization, including those with language, access, and functional needs. Such reporting should seek to find out a description of the situation, with the nature and context of the concerning behavior, comments, and/or perceived threat. Who or what the intended target is, if known. The specific words or actions perceived as threatening, and any available background information that may be relevant. If the individual of concern is directly threatening you or others, or you feel the possibility of violence is imminent, find a safe place to call 911 and be clear, concise, and direct with the information you provide. Tell authorities your location or address. What is happening? If possible, tell the 911 operator your name, the specific location of the incident, the location of the suspicious person, the number of people of concern, and whether there are bystanders present. If circumstances safely allow it, try to provide the following information: whether the incident is still in progress, a physical description of the person of concern, the type and number of weapons you observed, and the number of potential victims if violence has already occurred. If the situation does not present immediate danger, consider implementing your organization's coordinated security approach. Your approach may consider the nature and context of the concerning behavior, the intended target, the specific nature of the threat, and any available known background on the person of concern. The organization may then create a plan of action for all staff going forward to enhance the safety of all personnel. This video has demonstrated how both security and non-security personnel may more safely recognize and assess behaviors of concern to enhance security. Use the steps presented in this video to mitigate potential targeted violence. Ultimately, your ability to engage with these situations needs to be balanced with your comfort. Know your limits, and make sure to first communicate in accordance with your organization's coordinated security approach, to understand the resources and tools at your disposal. Also, ensure that your organization's coordinated security approach considers those with access and functional needs.